My name is Rudy Contreras.
My name is Joe Cordileone.
First Sergeant Glen Kanig.
I joined the Marine Corps when I was 17 years old.
I was 18 years old at the time.
At 19,
Of course, I went to boot camp in San Diego, California.
at Gillespie to the parachute training school.
We were in the north part of South Vietnam,
China, Tsingtao, China.
Landing on Iwo Jima.
and yet we would spend hour after hour after hour filling sandbags.
By the time we got to the Yangtze River, the communists had taken Shanghai.
And in the movies, all show the glamorous part, even if it's glamorous in terms of blood being shed. But most of war, there's something else going on.
Thought it'd be a good time to have a cigarette, and I reached into my pocket and I get my Zippo, and I come out with a handful of his blood and brains.
Gary realized that he was going to die. Gary made a decision. He decided, I might as well die a hero. So he threw his M16 down, pulled out his K-bar, started screaming a rebel yell, and ran towards the guy. If I'm going to catch a round, I'm going to catch it in the chest. Well, it so upset the gentleman who was trying to kill him that every time he took a shot at Gary, he missed. Gary then jumped into the hole with him, stabbed him to death with his K-bar, and for the rest of that firefight, Gary was armed with the most reliable automatic weapon ever.
When you hear about people screaming and yelling and at night waking up, it's true. It happens. And it's just nightmares. You know, it's funny, those nightmares. I was killed, I was bayoneted, I was shot, I was done everything in the nightmares, you know? So, but it happens. There's nothing you can do.
But this little private, low-ranking private who's doing the telegraph, he chooses, send us more Japs. That's from the very top to the bottom. That was the attitude that Marines had. I've been a docent here for about 5 years, and I love it. When I get to see the new recruits, they're enthusiastic. They really want to be in the Marine Corps. They want to learn. They're delighted to have somebody who's been there before them to tell them about the different things to expect in the Marine Corps. I like to give them hints on how to do better in the Marine Corps. Part of it is because I wish that I had somebody like me when I was 18 who'd pull me aside and give me some pointers about things to do and things not to do. When I was in the Marine Corps, you know how you cry when you peel an onion? The Marine Corps, they taught me this. They said, you can stop crying if you're peeling an onion. All you have to do is, before you start, put a piece of gum in your mouth, chew gum, and while you're peeling it, and you won't cry. Now, you know, that's useful. You can use that for the rest of your life. Oh, the other thing they taught me, if you're crying at some other time, you can stop that. All you have to do is quit being a whiny little bitch. Have they taught you that yet? Yes, sir. There you go. You see, you can carry that with you for the rest of your life. I would make everybody join the Marine Corps. I think it's, I was a loser before I went in the Marine Corps. I was flunking out of junior college because it was too hard. The police were looking for me because they thought, well, somebody who looked like me apparently had stolen a motorcycle. And there was a Hell's Angel who was looking for me because he thought somebody like me had stolen his motorcycle, which was different from the one that the police were looking for. I decided it'd be a good thing to get out of town, and I knew that I was a loser. And I joined the Marine Corps, and I had this attitude that I was a loser, I was a thief and idiot. Marine Corps had a different idea. The Marine Corps said, you think you're a loser? No, we're going to show you what you're capable of. And they just pounded me. They worked me mercilessly, and they expected more of me than I expected of myself. And it kind of rubbed off on me. not only did I stop being a thief, I'm not saying I really was a thief, I'm just saying stop being accused of being a thief. I became a lawyer, and I went back to college, and I used the things that I learned in the Marine Corps to help me go through college. And with that attitude, even though I had dropped out of junior college, I completed 4 years of college in 3 years with a double major. And I graduated magna cum laude. And then I went to law school. And I came out 13th in my class. And not because I'm smart. I was 100% average. And yet, using the things that the Marine Corps taught me, that self-discipline, that not giving up, you don't quit when you're tired, you quit when you finish the job, I was able to accomplish a great deal. I got through college, did very well, and I had a 40-year career as an attorney, including becoming Chief Deputy City Attorney at the City of San Diego. Interestingly enough, of the 4 Chief Deputy City Attorneys in my group, half of us were Marines. So that has to tell you something about the value of the Marine Corps. Your old man loves you, right?
Yes, sir.
Your uncle loves you, right?
Yes, sir.
And if the two of them are standing there and they watch you make a mistake, your old man's going to be all over you like white on rice, isn't he?
Yes, sir.
But your uncle, he's not. You're not his kid. What does he care? Okay? That's me. I'm like you screw something up, that's okay. I love you anyway. I want to see you do well. Okay? So I want you to be relaxed as we go through here because I'm avuncular. It's inspiring. We've heard different ways, different times that the recruits enjoy having these old guys tell them stories, and we feel like we're of value to them.
We were on the outskirts of Seoul. We had a Korean lieutenant, and he wanted to go, the captain and him got together, he wanted to take a patrol into Seoul before they took it. So there was 3 of us that went on that patrol. And this is before they even secured that area. So what would happen, we went in there, and what the lieutenant wanted to do was go visit his family. So we went in about maybe half a mile or so, and finally got to the area. Well, on the way back from that little trip that we had, Lieutenant Kim had the point, and I was bringing up the rear, and the other guy was in the center. Snipers opened up on us. So they got the guy in the center. So automatically, since we were close to the hill where we were at, the Lieutenant Kim took off, ran up the hill. I took off too. So we got up to the top of the hill. And well, as soon as I got to the hill, I saw the guy died down there still. So I just turned around and told everybody there in that area to open up on all the buildings because I was going to go down and get him. As soon as they opened up, I ran down the hill. You know, I ran down the hill and I picked him up. I don't even know. I just bent over, picked him up and ran up the hill with him. Straight to the East Station, and I dropped him there. That's the last time I saw him. I didn't even know who it was. But those things that you do because he's a fellow Marine. You know? Not that you're being a hero. He's just a person, a living person, a Marine.
Lived a few blocks away, he comes over to the house, he says, Joe, what did you do that they gave you the Silver Star? I thought, well, we were trapped, and it was in a clearing, and there were some Marines who were wounded, who couldn't move, and there was a sniper, and anytime somebody tried to go out and help them, the sniper would shoot these men. And I ran out and dragged a couple guys back. And my cousin looked at me, he gave me this, like, weird look. What the hell were you supposed to do? And think about it. Mom, your friend Ackerman, he's out in the open, exposed. He can't move. He's got rounds in his legs. You might die if you go and help him. What are you going to do?
You'll help him, sir.
Is there anybody here who would not?
No, sir.
You'll do it.
Yes,
You
sir.
will do it.
Yes, sir.
And I can tell you, that day I was 19 years old. I was terrified. The night before, we could hear the North Vietnamese yelling to us, Marines, put on your helmets, you're going to die. Things like that, taunting us the whole night. We went up that hill. I was really afraid. The other thing is I didn't know what was going to happen because this was my first firefight. First one. And I was scared to death, and I believed several times that I was going to die that day. But there was one thing that I feared worse than death. And I made up my mind before I thought about this thing, and I made up my mind before I went up the hill that I would not let the thing that I feared worse than death happen. I would choose death over that. And every single Marine who went up that hill, every corpsman, had the same thought, and that is, I said, I would rather die than let down the man next to me. And that is what Marines do. That is what you will do. You know, Marine Corps uniform, honor, corps, country, all that stuff, that'll get you in uniform, that'll get you to a place where people are going to shoot at you. But the thing that will make you brave fire, the thing that will make you risk your life or even give your life, is you would rather die than let down the man next to you. Every one of you is going to do it. Think about this. Marines on Guadalcanal, on Iwo Jima, Tarawa, Chosin Reservoir, Belleau Wood, all those Marines, 85 or 90% of them were in their first firefight. And they did the things that are the stuff of legend. And you're taking their place, and you're not going to let the Marine Corps down. More importantly, you're not going to let your buddy down. And you will willingly give your life if you have to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This one I call the parade. On his twisted legs, the old man stood as the flag was passing by. And he rendered a shaking hand salute. A tear fell from his eye. Why is Grandpa crying, Mom? Is what the young lad said. Why, he's thinking of his comrades, son, for now most of them are dead. He thinks about all the things they did, all that they have seen, and how proud they were to be a United States Marine. He thinks about the battles that they won and those that the politicians lost. He wonders if your generation will ever know what freedom really costs. He thinks about what they were asked to give and what they really gave. He can hear some calling now from a long forgotten grave. He can see their faces as they're coming. He can hear the drummers beat. He can hear their muted voices and the shuffling of their feet. He sees their tattered bodies. He can feel of their pain. He wonders if what they do was really enough, or was it all done in vain? They're coming to the grandstand now. They're passing it in review. He feels he should be out there with them, but there's things he's yet to do. He thinks about your future, son, and all the things that you must face. Will this country still be free and strong, or has it already lost the race? He wonders if you'll step up to read the charge for the closing of the gates, and then stand strong to reunite the United States. If you send your country out to fight, or your warriors out to fight, will you give them a chance to win? Or will they still be handicapped by some politician's whim? And when the fighting's over, will the dead lie quiet in their grave? Or will you mark upon their headstones, here lies the land of the free and the home of the brave? If you go to join a demonstration, will you pause for a minute on the way, just to recall who gave this privilege to you and what price they had to pay? And now the parade is ending and the crowd just drifts away. You wondered what thoughts they'll take with them when the colors begins to play. Will those that are, be those that are willing to give what others have already gave? Will they band together to save what's left to save? Will you step out to join them and guide them on their way? Or will you turn your back and just slowly walk away? Now once again he's loose, O glory, praise that forever she may wave. May this country once again be free and strong. May the dead lie quiet in their grave.